Okay guys, thanks for coming back for part 2. For part 2, we are going to work on stuffing our loaded envelope. This was part 1, so if you haven't seen part 1, make sure you, at the end of this video, that you click on the link up above. It'll be up there where you can go back and you can watch how to create this. So for part 2, we're actually going to create a little mini envelope that is going to go on the front of our pocket. And I decided to use the stripes to go with the flowers because you can be as creative as you want to be, breaking any and all rules. This is your project to do whatever it is that you like. And so we are going to start off with a 4 1/8 by 4 1/8 sheet of paper, and that will get us going for our mini envelope. Alright, so my envelope punch does not have measurements on it that go that low. It stops at 5 by 5, but I actually got these numbers from another video that I watched to learn how to make the envelope. So for our very first punch, we are going to punch at 2 3/8. So 2 and then 3/8. You just line it up to the 3/8 mark, and then we make our first punch. Once we make our punch, then we create our crease, our fold, and we just take it up to the middle, and that's our fold line. Then what we're going to do is, using our fold line, you can see this is our fold line. We're going to line the fold line up to the score. I guess I should call it the right thing, the score line. We are going to line it up. Don't worry about where we started at when we did this one. But we're going to line up our score line right there, and then we're going to punch again. And then we create our score line again. And we're going to do this until we get all 4 sides done. Make sure your paper is all the way to the back. Line it up to the best of your ability. Punch again. Score again. So it's punch, score, turn. Punch, score, turn. And then our last punch and our last score. And you can see that there's like a rectangle on the inside, but we're actually going to use it like this. Okay, so what we're going to do to make our envelope is take these side tabs, fold them in to the inside, take our bottom and fold it up. Then you can leave it with this punch, or you can actually round the corner off, but I am actually going to cut. I am going to cut that little triangle off because it's annoying. And so where am I going to? So that's good enough for me. Then we're going to take our glue and just glue the sides here. Now be careful, I'm not good with glue. Actually, what I just did was I just let it drip on there because I'm not good with glue. And just press down on it. To give it some weight. And then for the tip, got glitter on me. And then for the tip, I am going to take the opposite side of my punch board and punch. That just rounds off the corner. And there we have the envelope. And so with this envelope, I am going to, and it's different. It's different, but it's okay. It's a part of the same paper pack, which means that everything in this paper pack, the colors match. And it's just about using your creativity to create something new and different. All right, and so I'm going to glue this down to the front, but I am going back to my double-sided tape for the glue. Actually, I forgot all about my Tombow. So I'm going to use my Tombow. Just do a couple of strips. Make sure I get the edges. And I'm just eyeballing. There's a whole eyeball right here. Just eyeballing. A little crooked. Oh, I was able to get that up. Cool. Alright, that's a little better. Then I'm going to put 2 pieces of Velcro. Right there and right there. To hold that down. And I just have some Velcro dots here. Here we go. Some Velcro dots that I purchased from a craft store. I want to say I got these from Hobby Lobby. Where one side is the hard side and one side is the soft side. And so how I get them to stick is I take a soft one and I take a hard dot. And I already put them together. There is sticky stuff on it, but I'm just going to give it a swipe for just added stickiness. Then I'm going to pick a spot. And then once I pick that spot, I'm going to close it. So my envelope will stay sealed, and then I'll come back and I'll put an inspiration card on the inside. All right, next up, let's get our mason jar pocket. So for our mason jar, we are going to need 2 3/4 by 6. Now this is already 6, so we need to cut this down to 2 3/4. Then back to our envelope punch. And we are going to go to four and 3/8 and punch, and 4 and 3/8 and punch. So here's a 4 and 3/8 mark. And then we'll end up folding that up. Now for this end, we are going to bring it all the way to the tip here. Oh, I hope that whole thing was in view. So we're going to bring it right up to the tip, making sure our paper is touching, and we're going to punch. We're going to flip it, do the same thing going for that tip, and punch. And this is actually going to be the top. So what we're going to do is cut our tip. We want our tip to even out with the little hump here. So we're going to cut up to there as straight as you can get it. And of course, this isn't, that's because I'm recording it. All right, so we're gonna fold the bottom up. I can see it's a little bit off here. And so you're just gonna play with it. And I do have some smaller scissors, but they are away from me. All right, so you're gonna fold to where it evens out with the side there. And again, use your foam folder to get it nice and straight. And then you're going to glue the sides just a little. Now, this is where I always mess up. I always mess up right here. So what I do is I take a little bit of the double-sided tape and I actually will split this. Because liquid glue is not my friend. Now, I've seen other people do it in a video and they've used liquid glue. I am challenged in that area. Truly, I'm challenged. So I am just going to take this piece of tape here and I am going to cut it down the middle to the best of my ability. And this is what I'm going to use to seal both of my sides. Yeah, fireworks out. Oh, I guess they do fireworks on Memorial Day too. I don't know, I'm so used to it raining for Memorial Day. This is like one of the first years that it actually didn't rain. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this excess off. And I know it is wasting glue strips, but it beats me losing the size of and you'll see what I'm talking about shortly. I didn't put that down hard enough. Oh. Alright, so I created my pocket for my mason jar. Now hopefully when I make this mason jar, it'll fit. Alright, so now for the jar, we need 2 1/4 inch. I'm sorry, for the actual, this is the pocket. Okay, this is the pocket, but for the actual jar, it is fireworks. We need 2 1/2 inch by 4. So here's our 2 1/2 inch mark. And we need it by 4 inches. Oh, why did I put that away? We still need this. So we are going to use this notch again. Put our paper to the notch. Punch and then flip. I thought I did this before. Oh, yikes. I need to pay more attention to myself. So this is 4. There we go. I'm like, something did not look right. We're gonna round our corners. And let's see, this is where I get in trouble. So even with the sticky glue, the card is supposed to fit nicely in the pocket. Alright, so one thing I have to do is, again, cut off the tails. Voila. And so you can leave this empty, or you can put an embellishment up there. what I know what I'm going to put up there. I have to get this right. Okay, so it's in. I don't like how this one edge is looking. I feel like I'm going through the struggle, especially since I am recording this for you guys. So what I'm gonna do is trace around. I'm going to trace around the top. I'm going to actually use that as a topper. And then I'll glue that on as a topper. And then once I get it all the way, on it up and popping, I can cut it down. All right, now I'm gonna just trim. All right, so my phone cut off for some strange reason, but I put some double-sided tape in the overage so I can add some embellishments. I'm just gonna peel this tape off, and then what I'm gonna do is I have this rose gold from Recollections. I'm just gonna put it there so I can collect. Oops, that was not in the plans, but yeah. So at least I know I got enough dots. I'm just gonna tap to make sure I got dots everywhere I can get dots. And now my mason jar embellishment is complete. Now just to get it back in the pocket, I feel like I have to open it up. All right, to get it back in the pocket. There we go. So now that is the jar, and the jar can now go in the pocket. So for this video, we got the envelope, the mini envelope, and then we have the mason jar pocket. I feel like I need to put something there too. Is that gonna be too much to put more more glue. I just feel like it's plain. So I just put another little piece of tape. I'm gonna peel it back. And I'm just, oh, those two little strips. Make sure I got as much as I can get on here. Since it decided it wanted to spill everywhere. Sheesh, I love them, they're cute, but they get everywhere. All right, I don't know if I'm gonna put a stamp on now. I may come back and do that. Alrighty. And don't forget, guys, to follow us on all our social media avenues and check out part 1 video. And then we did the